Just because a tree has not yet produced any fruits, or may not be even flowering, in fact, but instead of focusing its all energy on grounding deeper its roots in the ground and strengthening its trunks and reaching its branches up the sky, it does not mean it cannot provide a shadow for those who need to shelter and cool down, or home for little birds and animals. Same as you. Just because you have not yet reached your full potential, it does not mean you cannot be of any service to others, that you cannot give love to others, that you cannot provide your wisdom to others, or share your gifts, or speak your truth. Because you are not any less valuable than this tree who is not yet in full maturation, but its value, its worth is irreversible, and it's birthright. Same as you. That is your birthright. To be who you are at whatever stage you are, because you are perfection. You are a masterpiece and work in progress at the same time. This quote that flies all over the internet is not without a reason, and every story has a truth. Every quote in every quote there is truth. In every child fairy tale there is truth, and that is true. That you were born perfect and you'll die perfect, but in fact you'll never go anywhere because you've always existed, and you are in fact pure consciousness that's experiencing itself in so many forms and shapes and in whatever feels desire to. And every version of you already exists, is already created. But the new creation is you experiencing it, is you living it, is you being a creator in your active state of creating, of you being in the pure joy of creating for the sake of creating itself, just like a true artist that creates art just for the joy and passion and spark they have for art, for the form that they decide they want to channel this life energy to and through. We are all artists. We are often just not realizing that, being unaware of that, being asleep to that fact, and therefore not utilizing this power and not using it as it was intended to, for the joyful, free, childlike creation, for the creating itself, for the being itself, for the pure bliss of that, for the ecstasy and excitement, and maybe for the sadness or the so-called negative emotions that we feel, as an instrument, as a beautiful compass that we have, that something is not true, that something is not right, and a little nudge to put us back in the right track, in the right direction, for us to focus, for us to refocus, for us to change the perspective, for us to live our calling that is in fact living in itself, but even deeper, the holistic idea of being in full blow and full joy at the same time, and having all your needs met and being provided for. And in that state, in that flow state, in that the desire fulfilled, the destiny realized, the calling materialized and actualized state, from that state, from the linear perspective, the unfolding events would lead us to this ending that's never there. In fact, in this game, in this illusion, helping others on the way and bringing them the smile on their face, or some awakenings in their minds, or some wisdom that they were seeking for, answers they were seeking for, or warmth, or any feeling state that will then seemingly inspire, because there is no separation and there is no others, there is only one, but in this experience it will inspire those to bloom themselves, to become a strong tree that will bring mangoes or bananas or apples or whatever in this lifetime they have chosen to be giving the earth and providing the nature and other sentient beings with that type of nourishment. So remember that the mango tree is not any less valuable in both its maturing process, its grounding process, its being a little tiny twig, than in full bloom or full fruited state. And actually it can be actually opposite, and it can be appreciated at every state. And some might argue that actually it's more beautiful when the flowers are blooming than when the mangoes are already there. Or some might only love the mangoes, and so they would love this expression the most, and some will actually prefer apples to mangoes. But they would love to have a little plant in their garden that they water every day, or they observe, or the little birds are attracted to, and maybe they can walk around it, and because it's not yet so high. Or maybe they have a beautiful view of a horizon and sea line, and they love to see the sunset, and they love to take pictures of the sunset. And when the tree is not so huge, they actually can have discovered they can even take more beautiful pictures of the sunset, because now it's even enriched with some other object on the screen, or then later maybe on the paper if they decide to print it out. There is worth and there is value in you all the time, because you are ultimately free, and you are just pure consciousness. You're not even this body, but in this body, in this human so-called experience and expression, you can know and rest and experience and play and do all the things you desire or not desire, whatever you choose, with knowing that you are worthy, whatever you think whatever the world proves to you right now, whatever the world seeming word or others are trying to show you, or yeah, just give you the evidence of opposite. Whatever it is, just know that you are worthy, and this is your birthright. And manifesting your dreams, what a cool phrase, is your birthright. And being who you are is your birthright, and your full bloom and expression is as well your birthright. And just be assured with that holistic feeling and passion that may some symbols bring to you, for example, a vision of your life, or an imaginary that you had as a child, or maybe watching a movie of a certain sort spark that with you, or helping somebody, or just some other experience that make you feel that this is what your calling is, or at least the vibration of it. Because yeah, that is the truth, maybe not the expression, but the state you connect to through that expression and symbol is your calling at this time, at this moment. And you can be sure that you are able to fulfill that, whatever it means to you. Because everything is ultimately meaningless, but the beauty of it is that we put the meaning of it. We choose our lens. We are the lens that through which the creator is experiencing itself. So it's choosing its perspective. It's having a perspective. It is a perspective. It's becoming a perspective experientially, that you can see and feel and smell and touch, playing it off, playing basically, and unfolding and running itself, playing itself. So enjoy it and create freely, knowing that you are worthy, whatever you might be thinking right now. Just know you are worthy. And when you don't believe it, and your mind is looking for the evidence that's not true, just remember my words. Look at the mango tree or any other tree that's outside of your window, and remember that you are worthy and you deserve everything, whatever it might be, and how out there may be to the society that doesn't exist. Ultimately, it is to you. Send you a big hug. Repeat that you are loved, and you are worthy. And I am sending you hello and a big hug from under this beautiful mango tree that's actually fruiting at the moment so beautifully. I must say, I really also loved the smell of the flowers when it was in that stage. I loved all the states that I've experienced. Bye bye.